Michelia, doltsopa, silver cloud. All the Michelia or Michelia have been, it should be Michelle really, because that's the name of the botanist it's named after. But anyway, we won't waste too much time on the semantics of this. All the Michelia or Michelia, as they're named, have now been included in the Magnolia family. So correctly we should say Magnolia, but most people know these plants as Michelia or Michelia. They're evergreen large trees with amazingly large dinner plate almost size white perfume flowers. This particular form is Michelia doltsopa or Magnolia doltsopa silver cloud. And it's a much more compact, smaller form. This one here is probably only 5 meters high. They're about 6 meters high at the most. The same age plant at 20 or 30 years old would be at least 3 times as tall and wider as well, of course. They can get as much as 20 or 30 meters tall, the actual original species in the wild. So this is a terrific breakthrough in a smaller selection that was we imported from New Zealand many years ago, and it's proved to be really good. It does drop a little bit of foliage after flowering, and you can see why. The amount of flower on this plant gives you more bang for buck than I've ever seen on any evergreen flowering plant. It's quite extraordinary. Big flowers, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, on a plant like this, and beautiful large lush green foliage. Like I said, drops a bit of foliage straight after flowering, but that soon recovers and reshoots once it's recovered from the heavy flowering. And so you get it's just a mind-blowing display. And also the perfume on Michelia or Michelia is wonderful. It really is a good group of plants. This is one of the better ones. Bigger leaves, bigger flowers than many of the other forms that you'll see. You see some of the fairy magnolias and some of the other relatives like Michelia levifolia scented pearl, which was selected from seed that Dad imported from China very early on from the Shanghai Botanic Gardens that they'd collected in Yunnan province. And I saw these trees growing in the wild as well, and it's like a cousin of this one. And a lot of these different varieties have been used to hybridize all sorts of new cultivars, but they tend to have smaller flowers, great perfume, but smaller flowers, not as tremendously large and perfumed as these Michelia doltsopa cultivars like Silver Cloud. And as long as you get the Silver Cloud form, not too bad for size. If you get the straight species forms of some of these things, they get ginormous. So you need to be smart with your plant selections, but Silver Cloud's a good safe bet. Most people can fit it in a good size yard. Great perfume. It sort of has these beautiful rusty coloured sepals at the back of the flower and on the buds, especially before they break open to their full and show their full size. So lots of different features with this plant. Great perfume, great flowers, and great foliage, and not a hard plant to grow in southern Australia. It's a cool climate plant. Some of the varieties of Magnolia and Michelia are not as suitable in other climate zones, but this is a cold climate variety. If you grow this one too far north up into Queensland, so forth, it struggles, doesn't perform at its best. There are other cultivars that are more tropical. So you've got cool climate ones, tropical, subtropical, so there's quite a range, and they all have different size different size flowers and different colours. So a really good range of plants, the Michelia or Michelia. You'll often see them as magnolias on the labels these days. So just don't be confused. There's a lot of plant DNA changing in the last 10 or 20 years with all the new technology, and it's a good thing because plants are getting more accurately named. But in the short term, a little bit of frustration for gardeners as names change fairly frequently. So we're not doing it to upset you, we're just doing it to set you straight with the right plants related to the right plants, and that will give you more clarity in the long run. So bear with the botanical fraternity. Cheers.